Need help with your utility bills? Marana's Utility Assistance Program provides up to $500 per household once a year to help qualifying residents cover electric, gas, or water costs. This free program is designed to prevent financial hardship and keep your home running. Learn more and apply at maranaaz.gov/CDBG because everyone deserves a little support when they need it most.
People lose their valuables every day simply because they forget to lock their car doors. Don't be another statistic. Remove all your belongings anytime you leave your car, including weapons. This is a message from the Marana Police Department, reminding you to lock it or lose it.
Welcome to Real Talk with the Town, where I sit down with Marana staff to answer your burning questions about our beautiful community. My name is Terry Rozema, and I'm the town manager for the town, so let's get started. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Real Talk with the Town. My name is Terry, and I am your host. And today I am welcoming our Water Director, Heidi Lasham. Heidi, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Thanks for having me.
And sometimes I pronounce your name wrong, but I got it right this time, didn't I?
You did.
All right. That's good. I'm learning. So Heidi is here to talk to us about water rates. Is that right, Heidi?
That is correct.
Yeah, we want to make sure that our community is well aware that the rates are going to be going up. I know nobody likes hearing that, but there are some good reasons behind that, I suppose. I hope.
We'll find out, won't we, in this episode?
Oh, there we go. All right. Thanks, Heidi. Hey, before we get into that, though, let's do a little icebreaker. Heidi, you came from the Midwest.
I did. I grew up in Illinois.
But you went to
Purdue University.
And who's number one in the nation in basketball to start the season off?
Purdue.
Woo-hoo.
Go Boilermakers.
Yeah. So we can't brag too much about the football team.
No, not too much.
Yeah. But
I'll take the basketball.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I look forward to watching them this year. I'm a Big Ten fan myself, being a Michigan guy. So look forward to that big rivalry. If Michigan happens to beat Purdue, are we still going to be on talking terms, Heidi?
I think I'll still talk to you. It's okay.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, let's jump into this because this is a pretty important topic for our community. And anytime we're looking at affecting somebody's bottom line, their pocketbook, that's something people want to hear about and know about. And we want to make sure that we're providing clear answers on this very important topic. So let's just start off by talking a little bit about what the Town of Marana Water Department, what services you provide to our community.
Absolutely. So we provide not only water, but also the sewer. So drinking water out of your faucet as well as flushing the toilet. However, we do have some areas that we only provide water, the Marana Water, and some areas where we might only provide our sewer services.
And why is that?
And that's because we don't have infrastructure in all the areas. So we work with other entities such as Tucson Water and Pima County Wastewater to kind of help offset what we don't have.
Okay. So that explains why somebody, say, in Continental Ranch, they have, whose water do they have? They have Tucson Water, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Yeah. So Tucson Water in Continental Ranch, because we don't have pipes over there.
We don't have all of our pipes over there yet.
Okay. But somebody here in North Marana, they have our water.
They have Marana Water as well.
And our sewer?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. And somebody in Continental Ranch may not have our sewer also. They may have Pima County sewer.
Pima County.
Yeah. Okay. So in providing drinking water and providing wastewater, certainly there's a cost that's associated with that, right?
Yes, there is.
Yeah, it's a pretty expensive cost. As the town manager, I've learned just how much it costs to have water and wastewater services for a community.
Right. It takes a lot to pull it out of the ground, but it also takes a lot to clean it and then put it back into the ground to recharge our aquifer.
Yeah. We're going to talk a little bit about that.
All right.
But since we're talking about rates, do you know when the last time was we had a rate increase? Do you have that information?
Yes. Our last study was in 2019. So the last rate increases were from 2020 to 2025.
Okay. So it's been 5 years since we've done any adjustments. And can you tell me a little bit about, what is driving the need for an increase in water rates?
A lot of the things relates to inflation, some of our project costs, maintenance costs, making sure that our pipes are good and in good working condition. So if we find an area that we have a lot of breaks, we'll go through and put together a project so that we can replace that whole line. So we're not like you do at home when you Band-Aid your irrigation line. We don't want to be doing that with our pipes.
Okay.
It's contracted services as well, our capital projects.
Let's talk about some of the capital projects. When you say capital projects, maybe people might not be aware what some of those might be. So can you give an example of what capital projects are on the horizon for us that need to be paid for?
Absolutely. So on the water side, the big one is PFAS. So those are forever chemicals that have been put into the ground. So when we pull out the water, we have to clean it. So it's an extra cleaning process that has to take place. And that's very expensive. So each of our wells that we have that has PFAS detection has to have the cleaning done to it. And this has to be done by the regulators by 2030. So we're in a race to get all of our wells equipped.
So we end up creating I have in my house, I don't know if people in general, but sure some people do. Under my sink, I have a reverse osmosis system that cleans the water and gets rid of stuff, right? So people couldn't just have one of those and not and be okay.
No, it doesn't take everything out of your water.
Okay.
We'll have what we call granulated activated carbon at most of our sites. So the water will kind of infiltrate through there and then come out clean on the other side.
Okay. And it's important to get rid of these PFAS chemicals because why? I mean,
they're a health concern. I mean,
Okay.
they can cause a lot of health issues in folks if we keep ingesting all of these chemicals.
and is it a fairly new thing? I mean, how long have we been dealing with worrying about trying to address this issue?
So we've actually been looking at this all the way back 7 years now that we've been we went to council and started our first water treatment campus for not only PFAS, but 1,4-dioxane.
Okay. So 7 years, we go back and the council says we need to get this out of our water because we want our residents to have safe drinking water. And not only that, but the federal government now has stepped in and say you have to do it. But back then, we didn't have to do it. But the council said we're going to do it anyway. And the cost of one of those treatment plants, let's talk about a treatment plant back then cost how much? Do you know?
Well, the first two that we put in were about, $16 million?
$60 million for two. I'll bet that's going to sound like a real bargain with the ones that, what do they cost today?
That is a bargain. We're over $20 million for one today.
$20 million for one water treatment campus today versus 8 just back in 2019, 2020, something like that when we built it.
Treating two different chemicals at that time, whereas now we're working on just PFAS.
Wow.
Is what we're dealing with. So.
Right. So that all that to say, if you have to build multiple water treatment campuses, then we're going to have to build how many of those?
We have at least 4 more on the docket.
Okay, 4 more that have to be built at roughly 20 plus million. Do the math at 4 of them, and Vic is going to do the math for us, and that equals $80 million, she says. So thank you, Vic. Appreciate that. She's flashing $80 million at me. So $80 million for water to make sure that our residents have clean, safe drinking water.
Yes.
So that's part of the equation. What else? Any other CIP projects out there that might be affecting water rates?
Some of the things that we do is our annual inspection program. So not only for our pipes, either conveyance for sewer or water and reservoirs and wells. So we have programs that we go in and we send divers into at least one reservoir a year to kind of look around and see if there's any cracks, paint chipping, things that we need to do. And all of that information goes into a capital project the next fiscal year.
Okay. All right. So inflation, I think everybody can probably relate to that. What it costs to do something today versus what it cost 5 years ago is drastically different. Major projects that ensure people have safe drinking water. But let me ask you this, because I have to know this, and I know residents are asking this question. Any of this related to data centers possibly coming to Pima County, Marana, et cetera?
Absolutely not.
None.
No. The town has done a really great job of having an ordinance in place such that we won't be utilizing any of our potable water, drinking water in their cooling system.
Okay. So not affected by, not impacted by, not dictated by in any way data centers?
Nope. The only thing that they'll have is the drinking water from their faucets and flushing of the toilets. So
which any business would have.
Any business,
Yeah.
any home has. So
that's not a significant amount of water. And if they were going to use water, they can't use our potable water. They would use what? The irrigation water? What would they use?
They could use the irrigation district water. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. But what about, okay, let me ask you this. I recently saw that the El Rio Preserve has been drained. And does that have any effect on why the water rates are going up?
No, that does not have any effect.
Okay.
No, that'll likely be refilled with CMID water, not potable water.
Okay. Yeah. So it's not drinking water in the lake there. It's irrigation water. It doesn't affect our water rates whatsoever because it's not our water.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Well, that totally makes sense. All right. And the last one that I'm curious about, and this is one I've actually seen from residents as well. Is any of this rate because of future water users? Is this to support, new homes being built?
No, the water rate increases are only for existing users. Any of our future users, we utilize impact fees in order to pay for that future growth. So any future infrastructure would be in that, not in our rate structure.
Okay, well, give me an example of something like that. So we're going to bring in a development that's going to add 500 homes. And you're talking about how does the impact fee work?
So if they pay it up front, the developer pays it up front, but it would help build pipelines, either the sewer line, the main trunk line to bring it from where it is today to where that development is. Some other things, to be honest, would be the water reclamation facility. We have an expansion that's underway. So a lot of that is impact fees because we need that capacity for future homes for the future. The existing already has their capacity.
So that's new growth paying for growth. It's growth
Absolutely.
paying for growth then.
For sure.
It's not water rates paying for growth.
Yep.
Okay. So if I'm a resident of Marana using Marana water and I have, I'm just going to use a number here. I'm a family of 4. And what's going to be the impact to my water bill roughly? Do you have something that calculates that or can give an idea to somebody?
Yeah, roughly. If you have both Marana water as well as wastewater, your bill will go up roughly about $7 a month.
Okay. So
not too
about
bad.
a Starbucks.
About a Starbucks.
That's about what I spend on my Starbucks if I ever go. So yeah. All right. So $7 a month increase, 70, so $84 a year roughly. If I'm doing my math right, I'm looking over at Vic. She's questioning my math, but she's calculated in her head. I can see it, and she's come up with the answer of 84.
Yep.
So yeah, I think we're good. All right. So what other things do you think we need to cover on this, Heidi? Other things that you think our listeners need to know about?
I think it would be good to let them know. We recently had brought to council and got it passed a payment plan. So if a life event happens, you get in a car wreck, you have an accident, and you have to go to the hospital, and you're behind on your bill, you can actually ask us to be put on a payment plan, and that could help you get through that rough patch of time in your life. Some other stuff is in our Community and Neighborhood Services Department, there is a grant that helps with payments of bills. So if you qualify, you could get up to, I believe, don't quote me, I think it's $500 a year that you can get in assistance on any utility. So not only Marana Water, but say you're behind in TEP or
your
some
power
other.
bill, you're told,
absolutely. You can use that as well for that.
Well, that's very generous of Community and Neighborhood Services in the town of Marana. Very good idea. Any future programs that we're looking at potentially?
Yeah, we're kind of looking at the budget billing like you've seen on maybe TEP's bill, where you can spread out and have the same amount that you pay every month.
I take full advantage of that.
I
just
do as
FYI.
well.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the year, you kind of either you're up or down and you figure it out and you move on to the next year. So that's one that we're really looking into. The other one is a Roundup program. There's some other water companies.
Roundup, like the pesticide?
No, not the pesticide.
Oh,
it's
okay.
actually
All
where
right.
you can say your bill is $56.25. You can round it up to maybe $57, and we put that money into a pot where if somebody qualifies to get that money towards their bill, then they would be able to utilize that as well. So we're
if
looking
there's-
into.
There's some altruistic, charitable people out there who say, hey, I don't mind giving an extra 50 cents if my bill is $58.50.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm going to make it $59 and help somebody else out.
Yes, kind of that pay it forward mentality.
Okay. Well, I like that. I think that's a good thing to look into. So we're going to try and get out into the community on this, right? I mean,
We are.
in person and talk to folks.
In person, we actually have 2 public outreach meetings coming
All right.
up.
Well, tell me about those.
So we have one November 13th at 5 p.m. It's at the Marana Police Department Community Room right here at 5 p.m. And then the next one will be the next week on the 19th, and that'll be at Rattlesnake Ridge Elementary School, and that will be at 5 p.m. as well.
All right. Well, it looks like we've covered things pretty well. Is there anything you think I'm missing that maybe we need to let the listeners know about?
I don't think so. Just come out to the public meetings. We'd love to hear from you, hear what you have to say. And as well, we're going to have a public hearing in January that the council will be able to hear what your concerns are, in favor or not in favor. And then the last thing will be February 6th is when, and if council approves rates to be increased, that is when it would take place.
Okay, so it's all council-driven, council-reviewed, council-approved.
Absolutely. We
Okay.
bring them all the information and they decide.
All right. Well, very good. Heidi, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And listeners, thank you for joining us. As always, be sure to send us our questions. Until next time. Submit your questions by visiting maranaaz.gov/realtalk, and we'll answer them right here. To receive notifications for new releases, remember to hit subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Also, remember to follow the town on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date on current news and events.